now from Eagleville, Tennessee. He's a former president of the American Immigration Lawyers Association, as well as the founder of Orr Immigration Law Firm. Thanks very much for your time. Now, I wanted to pick up on one of the aspects of that package that we just watched, and that is of the deferred action of childhood arrivals. It's a very sort of important policy for immigrants who came here as children, allowing them to stay and live fulfilled lives in the United States, but it's now at risk. Can you tell us more about this particular policy, how it came about and how it dictates people's lives?
Right. So the policy came about under the Obama administration when he got frustrated with waiting on Congress to sort of move to do something for this group of people who were in the United States undocumented. At the time, we had around 11 million people that were undocumented, and we felt like these class of individuals, people who came in as minors, so they couldn't actually be guilty of actually committing a crime, deserved some form of relief. So he gave them that form of relief. Unfortunately, it didn't follow the Administrative Procedure Act of the United States, and therefore it became challenged under the Trump administration. And then it went all the way to the Supreme Court and back down to the local court where it is now, where they said the original deferred action program is illegal. But during the same time, currently, the Biden administration has put out a new rule through the Administrative Procedure Act that will also give these individuals status. The problem is that Congress could have acted, but they have not. And we continually look to the executive branch to do something that our Congress needs to do, which is protect our borders and pass immigration reform. It's been 30 years since we've had any form of immigration reform.
And these are people who've come at ages, you know, in their very early years, who perhaps don't have any memory of life outside the United States. They may not even speak the native language of where their families come from. They go to college, they perhaps have mortgages. What does this mean for the 2 million immigrant youths, including those who are using DACA currently, in terms of the future of this particular policy? How is life for them living in limbo?
So it's disheartening to them because the American people are behind it across the board. And you actually just saw in Arizona where they passed a local rule where people who are undocumented within the state can get in-state tuition. So it shows the American people are saying we're a welcoming nation, we're a nation of immigrants, it's time to build up this reform. But as you know, each time that they get a ruling or they wake up in the morning, it's some uncertainty. And the issue is that we should address the dollars and cents of it. Congress only passes enough money in their budget to deport 400,000 individuals a year. Up until the Obama administration, they've never actually reached half of that number, which is 250,000 plus that he deported. So we know we're not going to be able to remove 11 million people. But instead of giving this group some relief, we continue to use them as bargaining chips against those individuals who are arriving at the southern border to say, unless the border is solved, we can't help these individuals. And that's what led to the failure in the 117th Congress of not passing something that would give these individuals relief.
Now, Republicans are readying to seize control of the House, and they've made it clear that they won't advance legislation that protects undocumented immigrants. Will that spell the end of the DACA program, do you think?
I don't think so, because here's the real dollars and cents that you spoke about earlier. These are individuals who are already in our economy, they already have jobs. We have 10 million jobs open currently, and to remove 600, 700,000 individuals, 1,000 a week from the labor market is going to cause a real uproar in the U.S. economy. So hopefully the Republican parties will do what is special to them, and knowing that many of them were really elected on a very slim margin, including those from Arizona, to sort of do the right thing and pass this reform. Most of the time, when we had some good immigration reform in this country, it was when one party had the White House and a different party actually had parts of Congress. So I'm looking forward to having a serious conversation about resolutions going forward. But as we have already spoke, these individuals are the ones who have the most equity, meaning they didn't come in, they didn't do it themselves. They've been here for a long time, they grew up in this country, they've been working, they've been paying taxes, they've done everything the right way, and to have DACA, you could not have committed a crime. So therefore, these individuals have the equity involved to get the resolution from Congress to sort of say, we're going to start dealing with this problem.